This is my favorite brown rice. It's by Lundberg. It's organic brown basmati rice, and it's yummy and fragrant, and I use it for just about everything. You could use a short brown rice, a stickier texture for this. I just happen to prefer this. So we need to know that you need to rinse your rice first, because rice contains phytic acid, and by rinsing it you can get rid of it beforehand. So we're going to measure 1 cup of rice. It's always a 2-to-1 ratio in a regular pot. This is the pot we'll be using for making 1 cup of rice. So something around that size should be good. Okay. And we're just going to put the rice in a fine mesh strainer so that it doesn't fall through. We're going to give it a good rinse. Okay. Now we need 2 cups of filtered water, which is right here, or you can use bottled water. So we're going to put the water in the pan. Make sure that rice is nice and drained. You can put it all in at once. And this is a little trick. You don't have to do it, but I love using this. This is kombu. It's a type of seaweed. It's a big fat. I'm going to take one out so you can see it. Big, wide strip, about 6 inches long. This is a small amount of rice, so I'm going to break this in half, and I'm going to throw that in. And what the kombu seaweed does for your dish is it tenderizes rice, it'll tenderize beans if you're cooking them from scratch, and it's going to infuse the water and the rice with all those wonderful nutrients from the sea that you can't get anywhere else. Okay, that's it. Turn off our stove up on high, and as soon as the water boils, you want to turn it down to a very low simmer and just let it go for 45 minutes. Okay, our rice is almost done, so we're ready to start sauteing our wonderful vegetables in the pan. First, I want to show you what we'll be using today for this fried rice. I've chosen broccoli florets, some nice sweet red pepper for some color and flavor too. We have sliced mushrooms. This is about ½ pound. These are crimini mushrooms. You can use anything that you like. These are delicious. We'll be using chopped scallions. This is a small bunch, small to medium bunch, and it's about a cup when it's chopped. And frozen peas, which are just defrosted in the strainer right now. You don't have to cook them ahead, just let them defrost. And chopped garlic, and our ginger root, which we're going to just grate in a little while. 2 eggs beaten. These are already done for you. And 2 products that I want to tell you briefly about. I do a lot of cooking with coconut oil. This is just one type. There are a lot of brands out there. This is Barlean's. There are several good all-natural, cold-pressed, extra virgin coconut oil. It does very well on high heat. It's very healthy for you as opposed to what you've been led to believe. And the other product is wheat-free and gluten-free tamari sauce. This is organic. It's by Sanjay. The only ones that I know that make this. There may be more, but this is the one I always buy. It's available at health food stores, Whole Foods, some of your major supermarkets, and of course online through Amazon. So we're going to put about 1 to 2 tablespoons. First we need to turn the stove on. That would always be good. We're going to put some oil in, about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The great thing about coconut oil is that it stays shelf stable for literally years. This doesn't go rancid. You don't have to keep it in your refrigerator. It's really terrific. And it tastes good. It tastes really yummy. That's my rice. Okay, just so you can see how that looks. That is done. That's your kombu on top, which you don't have to use. It's a really optional thing. If you can find it and you want to use it, it's great. We're going to just take that out, though. Get rid of that. If you have dogs, you can feed it to them. They'll love it. Actually, some people really do like to eat it. So I'm going to start, our coconut oil is hot. I'm going to start with the vegetables that take the longest, which is the broccoli. This is 2 cups. And the red peppers at the same time. This is just like making a stir fry. You're going to stand back, especially when you don't have your apron or chef coat on today. I think I left a little bit of water on the broccoli, so you have to really be careful. Make sure your vegetables are nice and dry so they don't splatter like that in the pan. And we're going to stir fry. Okay, we're ready to put our mushrooms in. They don't take very long, so we're going to put them in now. And next is the peas. I'm going to start with about half of these, because it looks like 2 cups might be a little more than we want in here. This is very veggie fried rice. We like everything to be heavy on the vegetables and a little bit lighter on the grains. These veggies are so bright and colorful and delicious and full of good nutrients. And it tastes so good. Your kids are going to love it. Everybody's going to love this. This is a adult and kiddie dish as well. It's been tested many times on lots and lots of kids that we know. Okay, so we're going to put our scallions in. We'll use all of those. And if you can't find scallions or green onions, which is not likely, they're pretty available, you could use a small onion or a shallot and chop it up. But scallions have a nice light, mild flavor. Most green onions are a little milder and sweeter, so they work really well in this dish. They don't overpower the other vegetables. Okay, I'm going to throw in the garlic. This is about a tablespoon of fresh garlic. You can use the garlic in the jar. You'll hear me say that on my videos. I'm not a big fan of it, but if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to chop, go right ahead. Okay. Now I'm going to grate in about a piece of garlic about right there where my thumbnail is. Somewhere between a half an inch to an inch, depending on how much you like ginger. I love ginger, so I may be a little heavy-handed at it. Especially wonderful in Asian cooking. Try to be careful not to grate my sweater in there too. Okay. Then if you turn your, this is a microplane. You saw it in our first video last week. Just take it, give it a little tap on the side, and you got your ginger. So we're going to saute that right in. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, next we're going to put a few drops of dark toasted sesame oil. This isn't any particular brand. I actually got this in an Asian market. You can buy it anywhere though. I'm not even going to measure this. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit over for flavor more than anything else, because the basis of this is coconut oil. Give it another little stir. Okay, so we are ready to put our cooked rice in there. I'm just going to grab this baby, put it all in. See how nice and fluffy that is? It's done just perfect. No clumping, no sticking. And that was 45 minutes for 1 cup. It might vary a little bit depending on your pot or your stove, so just check it after 45 minutes and make sure that it doesn't need more time. So we're going to toss all this together, and then we're going to do our little egg trick, which is my favorite part of this. So today, by the way, I'm not putting any type of protein, added protein in this dish, such as chicken or pork or beef or fish. You can use shrimp in here, and chicken goes really well, because I'll leave that up to you, depending on what you like the best and what you have in the house. If you have leftover rotisserie chicken or leftover grilled chicken from last night's meal, just cut it up and throw it in at the end. It'll be delicious. Or if you have shrimp in your freezer, you can throw them in really quickly. So now we're going to do this favorite little trick here. Going to make a little well in the center of your pan. And just to make sure we don't stick, I'm going to sprinkle a little sesame oil in there. And then you're going to throw your egg right in there. Now, I don't happen to have chopsticks today, but if you are good with chopsticks, you can use them to stir it up and mix it through. I'm just going to use my wooden spoon. How pretty is that? This is the fun part. You can have your kids help you with this. Just keep an eye on them because it's hot. Really hot. Okay, it's almost done. I want it to be a little bit more cooked before I start mixing it through the rice. But the rice is hot enough on the outside that when you mix it in, it's going to cook the egg even further. So now we're just going to mix it all the way through. And if you like more eggs, you can put another egg in there. I used 2, but I'm looking at it now. I could have even used the 3rd one, would have been fine. So there's your protein right there. You don't really even need anything else. And your peas are loaded with protein. I'm really messy today. That must be because I don't have my chef coat on. Somebody's trying to tell me something. Okay, so we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of tamari. Mix it up. And we're done. Okay, so now for the best part, we're going to put some in a bowl and we're going to taste this. I wish I had one of my kids around here because kids really do love this. One of the grandkids or the nieces that we sometimes have in our video. Okay. So I guess I'm just going to have to taste it. Oh my goodness. What a shame. Let's see. Awesome. This is delicious. Enjoy.